following is a presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.
Game Night is presented by Clean Harbors Environmental Services. Clean Harbors is North America's leading provider of environmental and industrial services. The company serves a diverse customer base which includes a majority of Fortune 500 companies and spans a number of industries including chemical, energy, and manufacturing, as well as numerous government agencies. These customers rely on Clean Harbors to deliver a broad range of services such as end-to-end hazardous waste management, emergency spill response, industrial cleaning and maintenance, and recycling services. Through its Safety Clean subsidiary, Clean Harbors also is North America's largest re-refiner and recycler of used oil and a leading provider of parts washers and environmental services to commercial, industrial, and automotive customers.
On This Week in Dragon Football History, we are going to go back 60 years. That's right, folks, 60 years to 1963. Coach Howard used one of his best teams during his coaching era that really stood out. The only bad thing was for them, they finished second in the 70 East Conference. But this team was only a touchdown away from being his second team to ever win a conference title. The 1960 team, of course, won it. The next year, the juniors on this team, of course, were seniors, led the Dragons to Coach Muse's second title, third overall in school history. He would go on to win two more in 68 and 69. But the 1963 team, they finished with a record of 7-2, and they opened the season on September 13th to Arcadia, Louisiana on the road. They would lose by a field goal, 16-13. They come back on the 19th and defeated El Dorado B. And on the 27th, they defeated Strong, 32-0. Their only Arkansas loss and conference loss will be the next week to the always tough Stamps Yellow Jackets at home, a game they lost by a score of 7-0. After that, it was all wins, 5 in a row. They defeated Bearden 26-7, defeated a very tough Norfolk team 7-0. Bernice, Louisiana, they blanked them 18-0, rolled over Sparkman 34-13, and put away those pesky canines from Calhoun County, the Hampton Bulldogs, by a score of 42-14. The Dragons, of course, went on next year, as I mentioned earlier, to win the conference. This team came very close to doing it, just one loss. A couple of standouts on that team. In fact, a couple of Dragon Wall of Honor inductees. Ronald Farrell was the tackle. He made All-State, Class B All-State team. Farrell would be inducted into the Dragon Football Wall of Honor along with his teammate Tom Jerry. Tom Jerry set a pass completion record that season for Junction City. He completed 42 passes, 9 of them for touchdowns. An honorable mention All-State I should also throw in there was Mr. Sidney Davis. The 1963 Dragons, our focus this week on This Week in Dragon Football History. They went 7-2, finished second in the 7B East Conference. I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and this has been This Week in Dragon Football History.
Making lives better from the ground up is what Roseburg believes in. Located at 1165 Del 10 Highway, Roseburg responsibly manages and uses the world's most renewable resources to manufacture high-quality wood products that will transform lives, economies, and communities today, tomorrow, and for future generations. From their vast timberlands to their facilities and into the hands of their clients, Roseburg's vertically integrated approach ensures they are well positioned to meet the demands of the marketplace today and tomorrow.
I'm here with Junction City head coach Devin Ball. Coach, your thoughts on last week's game with Haynesville?
Everything's on schedule, as I've said, but that part of it came right on time. I mean, we're a young, aggressive, eager bunch, and we got humbled. And the mistakes that we've made in the past came back to haunt us all in one big kaboom. But I love the fight our kids had. all the way to the finish. I love the way our coaches continue to manufacture ways for them to be successful, and I look for us to spur off that momentum into tonight.
Coach, let's talk about foul. What can we expect out of them offensively?
They're going to spread it out. They're going to run the football soundly. They're going to air it out soundly. Coach Littleton does a great job over there with those guys. Sprayberry's a great player at quarterback. He gives them a shot to score every play. We got to play fundamental football, or we're going to be in for another long night.
Defensively, what can we expect out of foul?
They'll give you an aggressive look if they need to. They'll play back and do smart stuff and make you beat them and earn it. So we're going to have to execute. If we don't execute properly, we can end up with more of the same in the past. We do what we're supposed to. We're going to be having a good night for the Dragons.
What do you need out of your team tonight?
I want Dragon football. I mean, from start to finish. I want 4 quarters of the most physical, relentless, the most sound football we can play, and also for it to be selfless. If these guys play for each other tonight, we'll be 1-0 in conference.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Appreciate you.
From Falk High School Field in Falk, Arkansas, we welcome you to Game Night on the Dragon Sports Network. And, of course, you just heard from Coach Devin Ball about tonight's game and last week's with Haynesville. And, of course, we did just a week in Dragon football history. Our focus on the 1963 team. Our focus tonight, though, is the Falk Panthers. This is the 4th meeting between the two teams. The first was in 2016, and it's the only time the Dragons have ever come over to Falk. They won, in fact, by a score of 18-0 in 2017 as a conference game. Junction City defeated Falk again by a score of 50-0. They would not meet again for 5 seasons when they became conference members again. In 2022, the Panthers defeated the Dragons at the Muse by a score of 13-12. And, of course, tonight is the conference opener for both teams. A big game, needless to say, for both teams. And there's also homecoming for the Falk Panthers. Well, it is that time, or that part of the show, I should say, where things can absolutely go haywire. I'm fixing to toss it over now to the old ex-Wildcat, Mr. Denton Ashcraft, and it is time for opinions.
She replied, her mom.
Well, Wayne, here we are, man. Homecoming night at Falk, I guess, right?
Yeah, I tell you what, we took 4 hard rights and an extremely hard left with 3 other hard lefts to get here. I didn't think we would. We had Jacob navigating us, and I had to admit, even though I was wondering about his navigation, he did get us here, so hats off to him.
Yeah, I think he about ran over 2 cows and a bull while we was
and a creature we wasn't real sure about. We'll leave that alone, though.
That was Derek.
I thought it was Brennan.
All righty, let's go here. Let's open up with some 6A conference play tonight. We got Roseburg playing Mountain Home. That series is tied 2-2. They've been playing since 2005. I think I'll go Russellville on that one.
Won't argue with you. I'll take Russellville.
Peter Van Lift throws a pretty ball, and he will lead Russellville tonight to a 5-touchdown ball game.
Well, I ain't going to mess it up. I'll say Russellville, but I ain't got a clue what Brendan's talking about.
All righty, next let's go. Let's hang it down our neck of the woods over here, probably what, about 10, 20, 30 minutes north of us, Texarkana? I have no idea. But Magnolia is headed to Arkansas High tonight. That series is also tied 2-2. Been playing since 2018. You got Arkansas High that just moved into the 5A. I don't think Magnolia's got much this year. I'll go with Arkansas High.
Ooh, I don't know. I tell you what, I'm going to ask Jacob what he thinks on that, or who he's got. I don't know if I'm sure if he's on with us or not, because I'm like you. I have no idea. I know Magnolia was in rebuilding mode 2 years ago and appeared to be on their way, but I think they slipped a little bit. So I'll play it safe and go Texarkana.
Jacob just joined us, Wayne. It's Magnolia and Arkansas High. You were asking about Magnolia.
Yeah.
We got the analyst here for Magnolia.
Let's hear it.
I got some intel on Magnolia. They did start off pretty solid. I think they won. Honestly, I think they started off 2-0. They got it handed to them, I believe it was last week. I can't remember where they were at last week. The win. They were at win, and I believe that 27 trap ate them up all night. Magnolia only ran, I think they only ran like 22 offensive plays all night.
All night?
All night. And the thing is, Win runs basically what, well, let me rephrase that. Win's been doing it since, Moby Dick was a minnow. Magnolia does what Win does, and so it's basically just to keep away with the football. And long story short, though, I think Texarkana will probably take care of business, especially being at home, Magnolia having to be on the road. Not that it's that far of a trip, but I think Texarkana will take care of business.
I believe I'm going to have to roll with Jacob and say Arkansas High on that one.
Junior maid, Bella
Derek?
Eve Monroe.
Oh, yeah, I just listened to what Jacob said, and he convinced me.
The Moby Dick from the minnow was what really set it
Yeah,
off
oh,
for me.
son.
That's what Derek had on his
I
mind
am
there.
a Charles Dickens fan, so I'm rolling with Jacob hard.
Right, here, let's bump on down to 3A. We got Magna Cove at Danville. That is series tied 1-1, playing
That's
since
good.
2004. Man, I have no idea. I say Magna Cove.
Well, I would say that's a very good pick, and I'm going Magna Cove.
Evan Ashcraft's going to come back from 2 years ago and lead the Panthers to victory. Magna Cove in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go Danville.
Whoa.
Danville was solid a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few years ago they were actually a good,
They
solid
still may
playoff
be,
team.
yeah. I was thinking they were.
All righty. Is my turn next?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Got a couple here. I'm trying to choose from 2A. Let's go with this one here. Earl is at Desart. Desart leads that series 5-2, 2006. I don't know if Desart's pushing it right now this year, but I'll go with the old Eagle, Screaming Eagle up there, Desart.
Desart has been solid for a long time, and, of course, in 2020 they finally got the best of us and should have won state that year. They gave Fordyce all they wanted. But I think they've been kind of slipping. I'm not sure about Earl. I'm just going to close my eyes, and what comes out, comes out. I'm going to say Earl.
Man, Desart, it is at Desart?
I believe.
Yes, it is at Desart.
It is Desart.
Somebody beat Desart last week, and it was kind of surprising to me, but I'm going to have to say Desart bounces back this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Desart. I watched the highlights of that game that Brendan's talking about, and, they're still a tough team, and it's hard to go anywhere and be a good team at home. So I'm going to go Desart.
All righty, let me see here. If you guys knew what all I was having to do here. It's taking them a minute. I was hoping y'all take a little bit longer than that. Let's see here. Let's go Murfreesboro at Poen.
Ooh,
The
pretty
Rattlers
good one.
and the Indians.
Oh, yeah. Poen's a hometown. I'll go Poen on that one.
I'm just going to make it interesting. I tell you what, we'll see which one of us is genius. I'm going to say Murfreesboro.
I think Murfreesboro got dog walked last week, if I remember right. I think it was like 40-0, so I'm going to have to roll a Poen.
I guess I'm not allowed to change it now, am
I think that's the score I was looking at.
Wayne, we go back to the old Junction City baseball days on the Louisiana side, baby. I roll with you. We can make it 2-2.
Hey, crank up riding lawnmower then. Let's go.
Oh, it's still on idle right now.
All right, here we go to college right here. I got an interesting one here. Florida State, number 4 in the nation, against Clemson. At Clemson.
At Clemson?
At Clemson.
At Clemson.
At Clemson. I'll say Florida State will take one to the chin. I'll go Clemson on that one.
If Joey Davis is listening, I'm just to make him happy. Florida State.
I'm rolling with my boy Joey. Clemson's trash. Dabo is done. It's Florida State time. Florida State big.
I ain't cheering for any team from Florida, from any senator from Florida. I'll tell you what,
Clemson's from Florida, Derek.
my ex-wife is from Florida. By God, Clemson is about to run through the Seminoles. You hear me?
All right.
I think Derek got personal, didn't he?
Yeah, it is.
I ain't cheering for nothing.
Oh,
I ain't
boy.
cheering
He just
for
laid
nothing
Sellers
from
out
Florida.
up here. My goodness.
Triggers went political on them.
Nothing.
All right, let's stay top 25. UCLA is number 22. Utah is number 11.
Jacob's resuscitating Sellers as we speak.
It's at Utah. I go the Utes on this one.
Just to say, I hung out in Utah for a while. I love the Utes. Go Utes.
Who are they playing?
UCLA and
UCLA.
Utah. It's in Utah.
Utah's a tough place to play, man. I don't like them. They're overrated every year, but I'm going to roll with Utah in that one.
Ouch.
Utah's a big physical team,
Yeah,
and they're
sure
playing
are.
in Utah.
They're trash. A big physical piece of trash.
There might be about 5 or 6 teams in the top 10 that's going to go there and beat them. I'm going to say Utah.
Alrighty.
I mean, they're tough to play at Utah. I mean, I'll be honest with you.
We got a couple of SEC games here. I think an interesting one right here might be Mississippi State. Mississippi State at South Carolina. I think it's at South Carolina. I think the Gamecocks will walk all over them Bulldogs.
I don't think you can ring cowbells in South Carolina, so I'll go South Carolina. I will say this. This is a big game for both of these programs. It is a big one. They need, each one of them needs a win, needless to say, kind of get the season straightened back out, and I believe South Carolina will do it.
Radler's going to have a Heisman moment this weekend, and he's going to throw for 450 with 6 touchdowns, and South Carolina's walking that one.
He's going to give you a solid 3, but yeah, South Carolina's going to. They're gonna run all over Mississippi State.
Derek, you look so beautiful with that sun behind you.
I appreciate it, brother.
Oh, Lord.
I could bring up a couple more SEC games.
Man,
Yeah,
there's
go
some
ahead,
good
please. I
ones
got some good
this
ones.
week. There is some good ones this week.
We'll start
Let's pick Arkansas LSU.
No,
I'm ready.
that's last.
We already know what's going to happen on that.
We're not
dang
picking
right
that.
we do.
We are not picking that
And,
one.
you know, we seem to always get on Alabama.
Yes, it's a good game this
I
week.
do believe that is one big – that's probably the biggest game in the SEC, I think. But I'm going to go to a different one. I'm going to go Auburn and Texas A&M.
Ooh, what? Oh, interesting.
It is at Texas A&M. So I'd say that Texas A&M, the Aggies, will pull that out.
Texas A&M has to pull it out or pull out a billfold with a lot of money in it. Jimbo has got to have this one. I'm going upset. Auburn will beat them.
There's only going to be one happy face in the Davis household this weekend. Lori is going to be devastated because A&M's going to roll in this one.
No, I ain't. Auburn, and I don't think it's an upset, Wayne. Auburn's going to go down there and take care of business. Auburn ain't lost yet. And
This guy's
Jimbo's
feeling
been
awful
over.
good with a 2-1
I done
record
told
for
y'all.
LSU.
I done seen him last year. He had his tickets booked. Him and Coach O were on vacation together. He's got the same cruise plan this year. Jimbo is the most highest paid, overrated person in college football.
I agree there.
Auburn is gonna
trash.
roll them.
Let's just be honest.
Folks, let me remind you, you cannot get this kind of stuff on Saturday mornings. This is where you get it from right here. I like that, and I agree. They overpaid Jimbo way overpaid.
Way too much.
Way overpaid.
Do you have another one for the SEC, Denton?
Well, we might as well go with the home teams here, and I'll give my opinion straight up. I believe the Hogs are going to take one hard.
To the chin.
Yes. But I will say that I think that Ole Miss is chomping at the bits and it's going to walk all over Alabama.
The Heisman is back with Milroe. Milroe sat last week just to kind of show that everybody what was going on in Tuscaloosa, why the other 2 quarterbacks didn't get opportunity. The Heisman is back.
Hey, hold up. Stay in the lane. It's Wayne's turn.
I thought you were just talking.
Let me really fire him up. This year, as we all know, Alabama is overrated. Okay? They are overrated.
Wow.
And they will
We're
take
13th
it.
in the country, Wayne. I don't think you're overrated.
It don't mean nothing till the end.
I know that's not overrated.
Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, they get them this week.
The Lane train is headed south or wherever they got to go. All right, Derek, get one more. I got one more game after this.
Are we talking Alabama, Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Is that the one we're talking?
The Arkansas game's no competition, so yes.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah.
We are.
It's always a competition.
Derek, leave the Hogs alone. Talk about
I
Ole
ain't gonna
Miss
talk
and
about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. But
Ole Miss, Alabama, Derek.
I tell you what, Lane, they're gonna come. Ole Miss is gonna come out and punch them in the mouth early, but I think Alabama's gonna pull it out in a nail biter.
Denton,
Yes.
Oregon, and Colorado.
Yeah, that's the one I want to talk about.
Prime
then.
time, baby.
No, he's not going to get it. Oregon's going to take
I
it.
think. Well, with that, the massive loss of Travis Hunter, man. But let's just Shador Sanders. That dude is for real.
Yeah, when you lose somebody, we might find
To that
out.
caliber,
We might
yeah.
find that out tonight. But when you lose somebody, it really hurts. And so
Then you did
You didn't have to. You really didn't have to bring that up, didn't Wayne? Does it come to the time where we mute Denton for the
I
rest
was
of the show?
gonna break
Because
I was gonna break the crowd's heart.
took the
really
wind
quick,
out of the
but
sails.
Well, you can do it. Hey, you can do it in the pregame when y'all come on. Break
Man.
everybody's heart.
not
then.
very many people are listening right now. All right?
Well, I'm sorry to the 10 viewers.
Well, all
we have
6
right
of
now.
us is real upset. So
That's Oregon, man. Oregon takes it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
I want to real bad go with Colorado because I love what Deion's got going on. Coach Prime has caught everybody's attention, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's in Eugene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Oregon is going to put a Nike stamp on Colorado.
Well, Bo Nix has been there for 36 years in college, so they ought to have the experience on their hand.
He said check
Yeah.
mark and done.
Him and Hunter Renfro graduated high school together.
I think Oregon takes this one by 20 plus. To be honest, with you. I hope not, but
Even though I've been watching film on Oregon all week because Prime has me that fired up, I'm going to go ahead and let you know. I don't think they're going to pull it. I think they're going to make it interesting, and I think they're going to have a couple home run hits.
Yeah, me
that
too.
just that that gets you out of your seat. But Oregon's gonna pull it out.
if Colorado
They're tough.
somehow pulls this out,
Oh, shit.
Oh, watch out. Next week's even bigger.
Oh,
USC,
shit.
isn't it?
Shit.
I believe so. They will go
You're
to
still going to be
USC.
without Travis Hunter 3 weeks. I mean, that's huge.
That is. Well, and that could make the difference because you really can't afford to lose.
In a close game, that makes the difference.
With a program like Colorado's trying to build up, you can't afford to lose a guy of that caliber.
But I was thinking the other day, Wayne, while we got a second, the kid, they signed a top 5 player in high school last year. He hasn't saw the field this year. Prime says he's not ready. He was a cornerback. I can't remember his name. He was
might
a
have made
top
him-
5 recruit.
He might have made him ready this week.
Yeah.
He said he's not playing.
Wow.
Okay. Well,
Amaro or
I don't
something
know.
like that.
I guarantee you that jersey's starting to change colors right now. It's going
yeah.
from red to black real quick.
I agree with Derek on that. Well, guys, we are all going to step away for a while. When we come back in about 10 minutes, you will hear the delicate tones of one Mr. Brennan Cup and the analysis of Mr. Derek Rocket as Junction City takes on Falk over here in the middle of the Arkansas, Louisiana woods. I'm Wayne Pumphrey, and this has been Game Night.
Game Night is presented by Clean Harbors Environmental Services on the Dragon Sports Network. The following has been an exclusive presentation of the Dragon Sports Network.